Hey, I'm Lauren with Wholly Beautiful, and today we are going to be talking about Rare Beauty Part 2. If you follow me, I have previously reviewed Rare when it initially launched, and I bought a whole bunch of the products to try, and I knew that eventually I would review more from Rare Beauty. I just didn't think that it would be so soon. I was sent the Voxbox from Influenster, and they sent me 5 Rare Beauty products, and I have some opinions on them. So let's start with the concealer. In my initial reviews, I did not buy this product because the description of it is that it's kind of a luminous, radiant finish. This is the shade 210N, and I was very kind of put off by the radiant term. I don't really like radiant concealers on me. I like something a little bit more matte. And I also was concerned that this concealer wouldn't have a lot of coverage. And here's the thing. It is not super radiant the way that I thought it would be. It has a little bit of luminescence to it, but it really just keeps it from looking cakey. And it actually has more coverage than I thought. I have naturally dark circles under my eyes, and I feel like this does a really great job brightening up under eyes and also canceling out that pigmentation. It's not as heavy duty as, say, like the Huda Beauty concealer, which is like you can completely erase your face with that if you wanted to, but it's a really beautiful everyday concealer. And I saw a lot of people say that they really didn't love it, and personally I would repurchase this. I actually think that it wears really beautifully. It doesn't move all over the face the same way that the foundation doesn't either, and it provides more coverage than I thought it would. Overall, the concealer is a win for me. I would buy it again. The next thing was the Soft Pinch blush, and I purchased one of these, if you saw my other video, in the shade Happy, and Influencer sent me the shade Joy, which is like this really juicy peach color. And you'll also remember from my other video, I said, you know, a little dab will do ya. You don't need a lot of this product because they are very, very pigmented. So what I like to do is just do a tiny little dot and really tap it all out. And I also feel like once these set down, they don't move. And even though Joy and Happy are both like the dewy shades, I don't feel like they look unnaturally glossy. If you have a giant swatch of it, of course, but once you get it blended out, I think it just looks very healthy and gives you some radiance, but it's not like shiny. You know what I'm saying? So would I repurchase this? Yes, because I purchased one of the shades in the initial launch. I love their blushes, and I know that there's a lot of controversy. Some people don't like them because they are so incredibly pigmented. Personally, I love that. Like, I love that I don't have to use a ton of product. And once you get used to finding the proper amount to put on your face, it is so fast to do your makeup. The next thing that I also did not purchase in the initial launch is the liquid eyeliner. Some of the reviews that I saw from influencers that were gifted showed that it smudged like all in their crease from their wing, and some of the people said that it wasn't super matte, and some people said that it's such a huge brush tip that it's really, really hard to work with. And I disagree with all of that. I have no problems with this smudging on me at all. I do agree with the fact that it is not the most matte, flat liner that you're ever going to use, but I also find it to be very, very easy to work with. And actually, I would compare it to one of my absolute favorite eyeliners, liquid eyeliners, is the Pro Tip from Glossier. And here you can see, yes, it is fatter, but the point is still, it's the same size on both of these. And the nice thing about the one from Rare Beauty is that because it is really fat, you can make a really teeny tiny little stroke. You can press a little more and get a thicker stroke, or you can really get in there and make a really, really broad stroke, and you don't have to do a ton of work. I think also the reason that I love this so much is, much like the Glossier version, it's also a brush tip, and I just personally, I like the application of this type of eyeliner better than a felt tip. So definitely would repurchase this. I completely disagree with other reviews that I've seen And that's the beauty of it. I can make up my own mind about products. Now, I also did not get this Blot Glow compact in the initial launch. And the reason is these types of products just really don't appeal to me normally. I am someone who hoards Chipotle and Starbucks napkins in my bag to blot my face, and then I don't have to pay for blotting papers. But I do think for what this is, it's a pretty unique little setup here. They give you this side, which has these little blotting sheets, and when you take them out, they unfold into this much wider blotting paper, and they actually do a really great job of absorbing excess oils without having like a powdery finish depositing back onto the skin, because some blotting papers actually have a powder on them as well. So you're definitely going to absorb that extra oil and not have cake face. And you can see like it definitely like squashes out any additional juiciness that your face has. And so I've actually really liked these, and you know, honestly, I could see myself purchasing these. And the nice thing too about this set is that they sell each of these as individual refills. So say you didn't want the compact, you could just buy the blotting papers or just buy the puff. Now let's talk about the puff here. I think in some of the initial reviews, people seemed confused, like where's the rest of the product? Because it's just a puff in here, right? So the unique thing about this, you've seen the blot side of the Blot Glow. Now this is the glow side. And what's interesting about it is, I don't know if you can see, but there's some powder infused in this puff. And so you have to kind of activate that powder on your hand first, and then go in and powder your face. Now, here's what I have to say about this. I don't love it. And the reason is the mica glow aspect of this is just too glittery in my opinion. You can't really see it from a distance. It looks fine. But personally, when you get, I don't know if you can even see it on my hand, it's kind of hard to get it on camera. It's just too sparkly for me. I would not repurchase this. So yeah, I love the blotting sheets. I think that those, even though I normally would just grab a napkin, I like the small size of this and the fact that it actually absorbs oil incredibly well. But yeah, I don't know that I would repurchase this. This is just not something that I think is necessary, at least for me. Somebody else might really love it. And the last thing that Influenster sent me was the lip souffle in the shade Inspire, which I have on. And if you saw my other video, you know that I already bought this. So they were spot on with a product and a shade that I wanted to try. So, and I have to say, this formula is my absolute favorite matte lip formula I have ever used. It is so comfortable. It doesn't completely dry down and become immovable on the lips, but I'm okay with that. If it looks this beautiful on and it wears really comfortably, I am totally on board with it. I also bought the shade Energize, which if you saw my other video, I had a little bit of trouble with that shade kind of clinging to dry patches on my lips. So what I found that I like doing is mixing this in with a balm. And let me actually just show you kind of what I'm talking about, because you can make a really beautiful kind of balmy stain with these. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my Banana Lanolips and put that on my hand, and we'll dab in a little bit of this so you can see what I'm talking about. The nice thing too about these lip souffles is that they do leave a little bit of a stain behind, so even as they wear off, like, it never looks bad. So let's take, see that little Lanolips patch. Just gonna dab in a little tiny bit of this. I love this because you get more versatility. You can make a really beautiful glossy stain with these too, because the formula, because it doesn't want to get chalky and matte, you have some versatility with it. So I love these. I definitely want to get more of them. But yeah, that is my Rare Beauty Part 2 review. I hope that this is helpful. I hope that if you've been curious about some of these products, it might answer some questions for you so you can make a decision whether or not these are right for you. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps this video reach other viewers and we can continue to grow this beauty community. I love bringing these kinds of reviews and tutorials to you guys. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.